We are live. We are live. We have so many headlines. So many headlines today. Red Cup. We have so many headlines. You guys see the new chair that my wife got me for Father's Day? See, look, Ohio State on the side. Can you see that? The Ohio State University. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and everything out there. Let me get all squared away so I can see your comments and whatnot. Let me get you squared away. It takes a little time. It takes a little time. We got so much to talk. We might go over the hour this today. We may have to go over the hour because we got too much to talk about. All right, let me see. All right, so I can see your comments. Let me let the people know where else they can watch it. You can watch it on your you can watch the on the YouTubes on Facebook. But let them know. Some people prefer the YouTubes. Got a lot to talk about. Let's put this link in here. Let's give everybody the link. Bam. What's up? What's up? I can't see. I don't got my glasses on. J18. How you doing? Let me get the chat up so I can see everything. Before I get into the stories, though, I wanted to say this. This is something very important that I had to say. It's very important, so I want you to listen. This is very, very, very important. So listen, write it down, get your post-it note if needed, because it's very important what I got to tell you right now. You know, when you're going through, that's my dog. You hear him down there? He don't want me to live. He don't want me. He know we live streaming. He's down there just acting like a dog. Will you stop it? We're going through tough times, and we all go through tough times from time to time, right? Life is a roller coaster, ups and downs, ups and downs. But when you're going through those tough times, that's when you really find out who like your true friends are, who you can really depend on, who you can really trust through the hard times. Not when everything's good. When everything's good, everybody want to be your friend. Everybody want to act like they're cool. Everyone to act like you can trust. You can trust them. But when it's the bad times, that's really when you find out who's like real. And it's very important when you're going through those bad times that you recognize the people that have been real and have stuck by you, who know the truth, who know what really was going on, who doesn't care about potential backlash, or who don't say things to you like, well, I know you're right. You know, I know it's not what they saying that it is, but I got to think about myself. You know, when you're dealing with people like that, you know, you got to, the ones that are real, the ones that stand by you, you got to stand by them as well. And I say all that to give a shout out to my guy, Daniel Bell. You guys know Daniel Bell cover the Oklahoma City Thunder. Does a lot of the writing for BSO. Does a lot of the NBA stuff. I think he has a NBA draft a preview coming up real soon. But be sure to watch that. But he went out and covered the NBA Finals, the East Coast games, the Celtics games, and did an amazing job. I got a lot of feedback from the people from the NBA saying he was a wonderful person to work with. They love working with him. He's done drafts, he does combines, he does a lot of stuff. They love him there. And I want to give him some more shine here today, because what was the main quote that went viral on social media after the Warriors won the championship? It was the quote where Klay Thompson called Jaren Jackson Jr. a freaking bum for the strength in numbers. Well, they cut off, you know, the original question and a lot of the context of what was being talked about. But of course, that was our guy Daniel that asked Khloe the question that sparked the viral moment. Here, check it out.
Well,
We'll go next to Daniel in the middle.
Daniel Bell BS. So Steph said that this one hits different than the other three, given everything you guys have been through and everything that was said about you guys. Do you feel that same thing?
A lot of chatter. A lot of chatter. A lot of doubters. But you know what? You just put that in your fuel tank and you just keep going. And it does definitely hit different. Like the guys we integrated here, we could not be here without them. Whether it was Wiggs, who's around the corner, I don't know, he's chilling somewhere. There he is. That man made my life so easy. I used to have to do his job. And I'm looking at him like, that is exhausting, bro. You got to get buckets and guard the best player? That's crazy. Jordan Poole, his development, the guys we picked up at free agency like Otto and Belly. How about Kevon Looney? The man had a 22 rebound game. Just all around, all down the board. And this was beyond the guys who got big minutes in the playoffs. Guys like Juan Toscano and Damian Lee, who were ready when they were called upon and won us big games in the regular season. So this was a collective effort, and strength in numbers is alive and well. I can't wait. There was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum. I had to watch that. I'm just like, this freaking clown. Okay. Sorry. That memory just popped up. You're going to mock us? Like, you ain't ever been there before, bro. We've been there. We know what it takes. So to be here again, hold that.
We'll do a last couple for Clay. Mark Spears, back right.
Twitter fingers. Can you believe it?
Hold that. A lot of times you only hear the reporter's name when something bad happens. They ask a bad question or they get into an argument with the player. Not oftentimes does the reporter get credit for asking a thought-provoking question that gives you a thought-provoking answer that goes viral across the entire internet. So I want to make sure that our guy Daniel Bell gets that credit. I see a lot of the stuff, especially when he's dealing with Oklahoma City. I see a lot of the stuff end up in those major newspapers down there in Oklahoma City. They don't give him credit for it. He's an excellent person, stuck with me through thick and thin. I appreciate him more than he knows. But that's a real one right there. So, you definitely go follow him. Like I said, he's doing the little draft preview, so you will see his Twitter name, the basketball guru. Make sure you follow him for that. Make sure keep those real people in your life. So headlines. Woo! We got a lot of headlines today. Red Cup. What should we start with? Oh man. Well, this came down. This came down last night. Let's see where it's at. Here we go. Let's present. Let's read these headlines. Says inside how Devin Booker became the 6th NBA player that Kendall Jenner has broken up with to have a hot girl summer. You see Jordan Clarkson, Ben Simmons, who she cheated on 7 times, Kyle Kuzma was in there for a little bit, Blake Griffin as well. There's several other, if you go on the site, there's several other rappers and entertainers that she's left in her wake, so to speak. Let's say that. Does this mean the Kardashian curse is over for Devin Booker? Don't know. Don't know. That's a lot. She has a light-skinned NBA fetish. I think that's what it is. I mean, all these brothers are light-skinned. Not trying to go all Skip Bayless on you, but we'll talk about that later. But she definitely has a bit of a light-skinned NBA fetish. I mean, who's next? It seems like, from what I've heard, is that Devin, after you date somebody for 2 years, you ready to get serious, you lay down some roots, and it appears that she was not ready to do that. She wanted to continue to have her hot girl summer. Red Cup. She wanted to get her Lori Harvey on. So, Book was doing a celebrity softball, I think with JaVale McGee. So, I mean, he'll be fine. He's an NBA player. I'm sure he'll be with another IG model very, very soon. There's nothing to be too concerned about. I don't know. She's just, Kendall's like the anti-Khloe. Khloe gets run over by the basketball players. They all treat her like trash. Whereas Kendall seems to be the one that, is the big pimping. She big pimps the basketball players. So good luck, Book. I mean, you had a good 2 years. You didn't embarrass yourself. You didn't pull a Tristan or anything. So you should be okay. The IG model, you'd be fine. Yeah, she definitely has a light skin fetish. Definitely a light skinned basketball fetish. That's a whole team right there. That's not a bad team. If Ben Simmons actually wanted to play, that's not a bad team at all. Speaking of Khloe, let's check out this headline about Khloe Kardashian. It says, watch Amon Shumpert tell a story on how the Cavs players actually felt sorry and sad for Khloe Kardashian because how much Tristan Thompson was cheating on her on the road. That's one Khloe headline. Khloe had a couple this go around. What's the other one that we got from Khloe here? Says, watch Khloe Kardashian be more upset that Tristan Thompson doesn't wear a condom when he's cheating on her than actual cheating. Khloe goes on to say that TTK told her he healed himself from cheating before knocking up side chick. That's the old Khloe face right there. Old Khloe face. So let's think about this, rationally for a second. Okay. Now, athletes in general cheat a lot on their spouses and significant others. So it's not unusual for them to know that the players in the locker room are cheating. That's not an unusual type of thing. What is unusual is to have someone cheat so much that the actual team feels sorry for the woman. Now, that's a new one. That's one I haven't heard before. That an actual team, of cheaters actually felt bad. Like, damn, man, like, that's terrible. Somebody said that Tristan made it harder for the rest of the Cavs to cheat because they knew he was cheating so much, all the wives wanted to come out on the road. I remember I went to a game in Brooklyn that the Cavs were playing back in the day, back in the LeBron, Kyrie, Tristan, Khloe Kardashian days. And you're right. Every I was on the court like after the game because some sponsor had invited me to the game, and yeah, like there was none of the Brooklyn Nets, none of their wives were there. And that was a home game. All of the Cavs wives and girlfriends were there. They wasn't letting their husbands out on the streets of New York. Not with Tristan around. That's amazing. I can't believe a mind said that out loud. Red coat. Normally there's a code. And within the code, you don't speak on things like this. He actually said Khloe was cool. That's kind of the sad. Well, I don't want to say it's sad. I'm just saying that a lot of times when you're cool, you don't want to get ran over. You can't be that cool. You can't be that cool if you're going to get, ran over. You can't be that cool where you just get cheated on over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. But supposedly, Khloe is dating an investment banker now. I personally think that she is. Uh, she's back with Tristan. That's just what I personally think. I think she's back with Tristan, and she doesn't want anybody to know. She doesn't want anybody to know that she's back with Tristan. That's just what I think. Well, what do I know? What do I know? Headline. Twitter says Skip Bayless is running around like he's Pac after going on national TV and saying Steph Curry was acting light-skinned in the finals. Skip. Sometimes I think what happens is with stuff like this, and actually there's another Skip headline before I even get into it that I want to put up here. Skip had a lot to say this week. No, normally I don't do too much of Skip because I understand that's what they do. It's about getting attention, saying wild stuff. But I do want to point out something after this other headline. It says Skip Bayless is not pleased with his brother Stephen A. Smith, saying Mr. Bayless begged him to join First Take because it wasn't making money and the ratings were down. Mr. Bayless, in his death row gear, says he will expose Mr. A's lies. So we got two things going on here. First, Skip running around like he's Pac, and then him upset at Stephen A. Smith about his comments on First Take. The stuff about the light skin, what happens is sometimes is that white people hear black people say something, they don't understand the context of because they don't understand the culture. So they don't understand the context, and then they repeat it in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like Shannon was talking about light skinned Steph, because Shannon's black. He talked about stuff like that. So Shannon was talking about light skinned Steph and how people perceive Steph to be soft, but he's not really soft. Held up very well, especially defensively in the NBA Finals. And Skip whole thing, if you don't know by now, you should, is Skip basically hones in on a player. And even though we know that what he's saying is 99% garbage, because he's saying the opposite, it gets a lot of attention. So that's what he does with LeBron or Aaron Rodgers. In this case, he didn't have LeBron in the playoffs. Nobody on the Celtics really was big enough to kind of go after. So he just randomly went after Steph. And he said he's so light-skinned that he disappeared at times in the finals, which is like totally not true. But it's not about truth. It's about ratings. It's about getting people like me to talk about it, get people like you to tweet about it, and stuff like that. It just it's like I said, white people sometimes don't understand the context of the culture, and then all of a sudden they start saying things and it don't sound right coming out of their mouth. Like, for instance, if he would have said Shannon was acting dark skinned, like, yeah, that would have been a bigger problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think sometimes when they're talking and they don't understand, and then they say all of this stuff, and it looks bad on them. But that's the thing. The thing is about generating viral video moments, and that's why I don't understand why he and Stephen A are fighting, because they came up kind of with this genre of hot takes and all of this stuff. That's like their baby. Like the actual like TV reporter now on TV, the newspaper guy now, that kind of started with Wilbon and Kornheiser. Part of my interruption. That kind of started the genre of that debate type of style, but they Skip and Stephen A took it to the next level. Now Skip has always been an antagonizer, even back when he was writing books about the Cowboys. So when he got on TV, that really didn't change his personality or anything. And the same thing with Steven. Steven, had a radio show, and he was always a little kind of loud, and that was his thing. So once they got to TV, all they did was just hone in the skills. And what happened is that social media changed the way that people took in their information, and they changed the way that people could also put out their opinions on things. So it's kind of just a mesh of like the best of both worlds, in the sense that you can say these things about an athlete and on these shows, on ESPN, on Fox, FS1, and then it become viral on social media. And that's where these news companies really are taking into consideration, what's going on. So that's all it is. Like, you should know by now that that's the end game. So my thought is that this by now. So if you're engaging in it, that's because you like it. You like Skip. You might say you don't like Skip, but you like Skip. You say you Stephen A. Smith, but you're still watching First Take. If you watch the shows, then you are contributing to what you say that you don't like. So you actually do like what you say that you don't like. If you watch, is what I'm saying. If you watch First Take every day, you watch, what is Undisputed every day. You can't get on social media and be like, I hate these guys. I can't believe Skip is saying this. I can't believe such and such is saying this. Well, you watch every day, so you're contributing to them being multimillionaires. It's the same way as you saying, I don't like BSO, but you religiously read every story. You're contributing to me being a dollionaire. Red Cup. You understand what I'm saying? I think you understand. I think you understand what I'm saying. Moving on. Moving on. What was that, First Take? Yeah, what else we got going on here? After recently saying his only goal was to clear his name, while Deshaun Watson has reversed course and decided to settle 20 of his 24 besides lawsuits, and what that means going forward for his potential NFL punishment. Smart move by Deshaun Watson, in my opinion. Tony Busby wasn't going to stop. He was going to continue to track down these women and continue to file lawsuits. I think at this point we have a good understanding of what's going on, right? I think we have a good understanding. I mean, we have two trains of thought. One is that being freaky is not a crime. Consensual activities is not a crime. There's a gray area as far as what's inappropriate and what's the liability for that inappropriate behavior. Is there a dollar amount attached to that? Should there be a dollar amount attached to that? You're going to get strong opinions on a lot of different sides. I've tried to keep it fair through this entire situation. I felt like from the beginning, Deshaun Watson's lawyer, Rusty Hardin, was very clear about what was going on, in the sense that that it was simply they never denied meeting these girls. They never denied the massages. They never denied that in some occasions, happy endings, sexual activities occurred. They've been steadfast in saying that none of this stuff happened without consent. None of it happened without, someone agreeing to it, and the fact that they consider this all a money grab. But it's tough in a sense that, and this is not even about Deshaun Watson per se. It's tough when you're dealing with public opinion, right? If you believe that you're innocent, you haven't done anything wrong. When you're dealing with public opinion, especially in 2022, that's a hard thing to go around, right? That's a hard thing to try to deal with, especially when the numbers, keep going up. One is, two is, okay. When you get in the 20s and 30s, it's harder to do. So, if he wants to just play football and he wants, people to move on from this, you got to get this taken care of. You got to wrap these up. No pun intended. You got to wrap it up. You got to settle the cases. You got to take your NFL punishment. I just read something from Josina Anderson about that. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick. What did she just say? She was just saying that I'm told this is from Josina Anderson of CBS Sports. I'm told there has been a recent attempt by the NFL, the NFLPA, and Deshaun Watson's advisors to negotiate a discipline settlement. However, talks involving a potential number of games missed fell apart, not being on the same page. As of now, process moves forward per league sources. Not to mention that folks should understand that conversations happen all the time behind the scenes, not just for Watson. In his case, the goal remains to get the league process wrapped up so there's an understanding going into training camp at this time. And that's all it is. That's all it is. You got to get this wrapped up. Once again, no pun intended. You got to get this taken care of. I assume the 4 women that haven't settled, they want more money. They want a bigger settlement. I was told, I can't get into who told me what, but the other settlements I've heard were reasonable. Not as much as I was originally told. So, I mean, you got to get it taken care of. I mean, at the end of the day, at this point, people are kind of locked in on what they believe. And there's really, at that point, there's really nothing you can do about it. In life, that's just how life works. Once somebody has a locked in opinion of you, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that you can do to change that. There's nothing you can say that's going to do. People are either going to come around to your side or they're not. And the best, like I said, the best thing that Deshaun Watson do is get it all taken care of. Settle the last 4 cases, accept whatever NFL punishment he has to take. He's young. He's probably going to play in the NFL for another 10 years. He's already missed a year. Maybe negotiate 8-10 games so he can, try to play toward the end of the year. But it's time to wrap this up. And if we just being totally honest, he should have. I believe he was being hard-headed from the beginning. The goal right from the start should have been settling. It's not necessarily right in the sense if you believe that you haven't done anything wrong. But in his particular situation, in other situations, sometimes you just got to eat it, and it sucks. So, and like I said, once again, I just talk about Deshaun Watson. Just in general, is when either there's more to the story, or people are not telling the entire truth, or the truth is being slanted. But because of the way public opinion is, you got to eat it. You just have to eat it. That's tough. That's tough. But that's what you got to do. If you want, unfortunately, that's what you got to do to move on. That's what you got to do to move on. All right, let's move to the next headline. Where's my button? Yeah, I look for my button. What's a good one that we can talk? Oh, this. I want to talk about this. I don't know how many I'm getting through all of this. I might get through them all, I might not. We'll see. But I think this one is important to talk about. Watch Herschel Walker's son Christian ranting about deadbeat dads go viral after the world found out that Herschel has at least 3 secret kids and he's been a deadbeat to them his entire life. I might have talked about this before, but Herschel is a Manchurian candidate. And this doesn't just happen in politics, this happens in sports as well. If you don't know what a Manchurian candidate is, there's a movie with Denzel Washington, but basically he's a plant. Like he's a plant. You can see this happened in the TV series The Boys, or the comic series The Boys. Hell, you can even say Trump a bit was a Manchurian candidate that just went off the rails. But it's essentially a plant. Somebody that is not qualified for the position, but there's somebody behind the scenes that's actually pulling the strings. And you see that in sports media too. When you see these black media people talking bad about certain people on other black people, that's somebody behind the strings, behind the scenes that are pulling those strings. So Herschel's an idiot. We know that. He probably has CTE. You know, he lies about everything. Says he's in the FBI, got secret kids. Like, he's a terrible kid. Like, I always said, if you want to know, honestly, if you really want to know why this world or this country, the United States of America, is racist and screwed up, I always give this example. Donald Trump is one of the worst people, just in general, one of the worst people in our country. Terrible person, right? Not a good person. Not a great businessman. Just a terrible person. And one of the worst of the worst. And he can become president of our country. Now, for President Obama to become president, he literally had to be almost perfect. No mistakes. No. Do you think if President Obama would have been elected if he had 3 wives and strippers and said he was grabbing people by their private parts and all of this stuff that comes out about Trump, fake universities, scamming people, not paying taxes? You think a black man can do that and still be the president? White man can't. So what white people do when they find a black guy that's one of the worst people in the world, and they're like, look, here's a black guy that's terrible, but he got to be on their side. You understand what I'm saying? If you're on their side, you can be a terrible black person. You can be a terrible black person. But you see that all the time. I always say, white people that talk bad about black people and black people that talk bad about black people will always be employed. They will always make millions of dollars, even though they're terrible people. Think about the white media people that make the most money right now, like Tucker Carlson and stuff like that. They talk bad about black people, and they make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Black people that talk bad about black people make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. My website, Black Sports Online, does better numbers than many white websites that have been bought by major networks. I am less problematic than a lot of white media personalities that continually are on TV, get jobs, get opportunities to speak about important issues. But I have to do it on my own time, or I have to ask for a favor. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. It's not right. But I don't complain about that. And the reason I don't complain about it is because it can be worse. Okay. My life is great. I have a loving family. I have great friends. You still get to do a lot of amazing things that a lot of journalists and reporters and analysts wish they could do. A big platform. Got like 600 people in here listening to me just ramble about my own stories. So I'm not complaining, but I am aware. You see what I'm saying? I am aware. I'm paying attention to what's going on. Man, I got the gray on my beard. What is it right there? I got all this gray on my beard. That's just one long hair. I gotta cut that. Yeah, there we go. All right, moving on to the next headline. I know this is the one you guys have been waiting on. And I don't even know exactly what to say about it, but you've been waiting on it. So here it is. It's the next headline. Watch monkey in bulletproof vest killed by cops during shootout with La Familia Michoacana cartel. Little buddy in the vest. Yeah. I don't know what to say about this. R.I.P. I mean, look at little buddy. Probably had his hands up when they shot. Probably said hands up when they shot him anyway. I wouldn't put it past the cops. I wouldn't put it past the cops to shoot an unarmed monkey. Would you? I wouldn't put it past them. He's probably unarmed. They probably shot an unarmed monkey. I'm not putting that past them. But they shot an unarmed monkey. I'm not putting it past them that they did that. Imagine trying to shoot a unarmed monkey. Yeah, I think they did it. I think they shot an unarmed monkey. I really do. It's a crazy world going on out here. All right. So let's see what we got. We got about what's the time? We got some time left. Let's just go through these. Let's just the lightning round. Those are the ones I want to get like some actual thoughts out of. So the rest of these are just funny. The rest of these are just funny. Oh, that's the monkey. We did the monkey. Let's see here. Where we at? All right. Rich Paul on if he's ready to have kids with Adele. Interesting couple. That's an Rich Paul and Adele. Remember Adele messed. She didn't even do her Las Vegas residency because she thought Rich Paul was going to leave her. She know nothing about basketball. I think she know a little more. She don't know nothing about basketball. Like that's just it's a weird couple. Rich Paul and Adele. Adele liked the chocolate. She left her husband, the white man. She liked the chocolate. She want to be clutch. She want to be clutch. Maybe she helped with those negotiations with Kyrie. Helped with those negotiations with Kyrie. Oh, I was inviting the guest. Let's see what we got here. Present. Oh, I could just hit that button. I should have figured that out before. Headline. Watch Lori Lynn Hines stop by one of her biggest haters' funeral just to make sure they were dead and spit in the coffin. Here's what she's being charged with. Yeah, that's a lot of hate. It's a lot of hate. If you spit in somebody's coffin, they didn't say what the person did to her, but whatever it was, it had to be a lot. It had to be a lot. It had to be a lot if she wanted to go check out her enemies like that. And her mugshot's like no regrets. Like I have no regrets at all. I have no regrets. Spitting in the coffin is wild. That is crazy. That is crazy. I wonder, how did she even walk out of? Did somebody see it? Like, how do you get away with that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you get away with that without somebody in the family like throwing hands? That's what I would like to know. How do you get away with that without someone like throwing hands and like, something? Yeah, there's a fight going on. Man, that one was pretty wild. Watch fake Drake get kicked out of the club in Houston after FaceTiming real Drake about his surprise album release. You know something? This is a rant, but it's not about fake Drake. I do think it's odd that there's a lot of fake people, fake Khloe, fake Drake. Somebody asked me, does that mean that they have like self-esteem issues or something like that? And I don't know if that is the case, and I don't know if like they just scammers and they just want some money. But I want to talk about this for a second. Back in the day, and I hate to go, get off my lawn, but back in the day, we used to get a record on album, CD in my day. We had tapes and CDs in my day, and you used to get it, and it used to be a big deal. You go to the record store. Going to the record store used to be like a thing. Me and my wife was talking about that the other day. You used to hang out in the record store. You go to the record store, you go get the new, Biggie, the new Tupac, the new EPMD, the new LL, the new Wu Tang, new Nas. You used to get these records, new Nelly, new Hot Boys, new Lil Wayne. Back then, the new No Limit. You used to get these records, and because it wasn't like it is now with streaming, you have to play the actual CD. Play it in your car, play it in your radio at home, play it in your little they used to have the CD player, probably the tape player. You don't know about that. Most of you guys don't know about that. And you actually used to appreciate the sound and the music and stuff like that. And you would have these discussions with your crew, your friends, the people at school. What's your favorite song? Bump it up. I never forget this story. I tell this story often. Me and my best friend through high school, Leslie. I remember we went and we got back then. There were often times where there were songs you could buy them as singles. I know this sounds very strange, probably to a lot of you. But you would go to the record store and say you liked a particular song, and because we were all rappers back then, the single used to have like the regular song, the remix, the instrumental, and then a B-side. And the B-side sometimes would have a song that wasn't on the record, right? And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it was on the B-side of How Do You Want It from Tupac. I believe that's where Hit 'Em Up was at. It was either on that one or California Love. It was on the B-side of that. That was never on an actual Tupac album, if you didn't know. So I remember we went and got, me and my boy Leslie got the single at the record store. And Leslie, we would switch off which cars we would drive. Our parents' cars. My mom had a Geo Storm, and Leslie's dad had this big old Oldsmobile. I mean, that thing was huge. Looked like a damn, like in a carrying coffin. But we hooked up these house speakers in all of the cars. So we get the CD, put it in, and I remember the first time we listened to it, we were at the gas station, the mobile gas station on Kings Highway and Natural Bridge. At the mobile gas station, or one of the Kings Highway and Delmar. You had to be from St. Louis to know what I'm talking about. And we pulled up to the gas station, and obviously we was one of the first people to have this CD because we pulled up to the gas station, we started playing it, and you know how it starts. I F you, F mother, you know how it starts. And we just played it and played it over and over and over again. And when we got to the gas station, there was a couple of cars there. And then somebody came over and said, "Hey, that's that new Pac that's Hit 'Em Up. That's that Biggie disc." Yeah, it came over. Some more people came over. Next thing you know, about 10, 15 minutes later, it's like 30 cars in this mobile gas station. We all just listening over and over again. Fuck your wife, bad boy, And if you ever the last minute of Hit 'Em Up where he just kind of, my fofo, make sure all you don't, it's just. And I remember everybody looking around after we listened to it like 10 times. And I remember turning to Leslie. Leslie turned to me, and I'm like, yeah, he ain't gonna make it. He not gonna make it. It was just too much. But I say all that because I don't think there's an appreciation for music anymore. I think the music comes out on the streaming services. Everybody has it like in 2 minutes. Everybody's making an assumption about it. Everybody's writing think pieces about it. Like Kendrick Lamar was the greatest thing of all time, and a week later, nobody's talking about it. Drake comes out, random thing, people talk about it crazy for a week, and then nobody talks about it again, and because he did a dance album or something. I don't think you guys that didn't grow up in the CD and tape era, I don't think you really appreciate music the way you should. I don't think you're just so quick to want to go to social media and talk about it and say this and say it's a classic and all of this stuff. I just don't think it's I don't think you guys appreciate the music the way you should. That was just a rant I had to go on. But Yeah, it's true. I don't think you guys really appreciate the music. It really had nothing to do with fake Drake at all. But I do think it was important that you guys did listen. Uh, listen to my rant. I'll I'll be honest about it. Yes, you guys should listen. You listen to my rant. Uh, I had to get that out of my system. Obviously, I've been feeling a certain way about that for a while. Moving on. Let's see. What's this one? All right, now headline. Watch kids looking for LaMelo Ball in the parking lot. Instead, running to Michael Jordan, who tells them to put their phones down and informs them that he isn't taking a pic. Kid then asks, "Where's LaMelo at?" Twitter reacts to the interaction. I think kids know Jordan because of his sneakers. Like you're 18 years old, you don't know nothing about Michael Jordan, like the basketball player. Like you hear Michael Jordan is the GOAT and all of this stuff, but you don't know what I'm saying about the basketball. They want no LaMelo Ball. LaMelo's the cool one to them. With that being said, Mike, Mike could have took a picture. Come on, Mike. Michael Jordan, take a picture with the kids. Take a picture with the kids with your big jeans on. Come on, Mike. You gotta do better than that. Let's see what we got here. Headline. I can't even pronounce it. Evelyn Zigarelli Henderson on why she murdered her husband and burned his naked body on the porch after she blew all their money at the day spa. It was a couple of questions that people had. First off, you go into the day spa, why do you have more facial hair than most of us? That's the first thing. She looks like Don King. She legit looks like Don King. And on the other hand, why is Homeboy so hungry? I mean, that's a Flintstone reel. I mean, he got 2 salads. My man was going in. Maybe she got CTE. You got to have CTE to rock a beard like that and then burn someone at the stakes, basically, on the porch. I want to know where this day spa was because they obviously wasn't doing their job. The day spa people were not doing their job with this lady. They were not doing their job. LeBron and Kyrie allegedly are having secret meetings about teaming up. Somebody asked me what I think Kevin Durant thinks about the Warriors winning the championship. And, I said this. I said, KD's rings, they count. He wasn't just out there running around. I mean, he had a definite role in winning. They don't have 4 championships probably without Kevin Durant. The thing is, you can't automatically say that they wouldn't have 4 because they've been able to win 2 without him. You see the math? Like it's simple math. Like you can't say unequivocally that they couldn't have won 2 more championships because they've shown the ability to win championships without Kevin Durant. Whereas at this moment, you can't say Kevin Durant has the ability to win championships without the Warriors because he hasn't done it yet. So it's simple math, right? Like it's unlikely that maybe they won 2 more championships if they didn't sign Kevin Durant, but it's not an impossibility that they could do. Let's say instead of signing Kevin Durant, they signed, Kevin Durant's a top 20 player of all time. But let's just say they sign a competent wing player, somebody that can shoot and play defense, like Andrew Wiggins. Back when Kevin Durant was available. I mean, could they have still won? Possibly. You know why? Because we just saw him do it. We seen him do it before. We saw him do it again. So, I mean, that's the real difference. I think Kevin Durant didn't want to be in Steph Curry's shadow. I think personally, and like I said, when you're a free agent, you can do what the hell you want. I don't care. Personally, I thought it was a mistake. I thought healthy Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green could run off 4 or 5 championships. Now, maybe if you Steph Curry, you're looking at it now like I'd rather have my 4 the way they are than 6 with Kevin Durant. And the thing about it, Kevin Durant would have, just the way he is, he probably would have kept winning Finals MVPs. Eventually, they would have had to give him his credit. Eventually, well, maybe not because that's just how social media is. But now, here's what I always say about that: no matter what you do, if you don't win, the critics are going to come out. So if he would have stayed with the Warriors and won 3 more championships, right, then he would have had critics. But he would have had critics with a ring. He leaves the Warriors. He doesn't win any championships. And they criticizing him anyway. You want to get criticized in the Maybach or you want to get criticized in the Honda Accord? You understand what I'm saying? As far as Kyrie going back to the Lakers, for comedy's sakes, I would like to watch it. Obviously, I think Kyrie is a better player at this point of his career than Russell Westbrook, but I still think it kind of presents the same problem. I always say this about the Lakers. The Lakers really don't have to do anything. They just need Anthony Davis to stay healthy. If you have a healthy Anthony Davis, LeBron, and some solid role players, even Russell Westbrook, they'd be fine. They'd be in the mix. I don't know if they would win it all, but they'd be in the mix because they would have 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA. If you have 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA, you got a chance. If you think about it like this. The Warriors won with 1 top 10 player in the NBA, Steph Curry. Right? Klay is not all the way back. Draymond is not a top 10 player. Andrew Wiggins played very well, but he's not a top 10 player. They won with 1 top 10 player. That's it. Okay. The Celtics got to the NBA Finals with what? 2 top 30 players, maybe a top 20 player, top fringe top 10 player, Jason Tatum, top 20, 30 player, and Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? Like, I would take LeBron and Anthony Davis over Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum right now in a 1-year situation. Not like, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. You don't have to do anything drastic. Just, I don't know if bringing in Kyrie is the best way of going about it. That's just my thoughts. Headline: watch Cassie's husband Alex Fine imply that Diddy is gay after Puff releases a song about his wife. I mean, I think everybody had an idea that Diddy, they play for both teams. I don't think that's breaking news. I don't think that's breaking news. I mean, he had Cassie for like 10 years. So I mean, I don't know what he's upset about. This is definitely that's not breaking news. That's not breaking news. But if I was Alex, I would, no telling what she's told him behind closed doors, but I would, let's not do that. I mean, that's definitely not breaking news. That's not breaking news. Headline: the latest update on Sage Steele's lawsuit against ESPN proves no one likes her, including Halle Berry. Imagine Halle Berry not liking her. Out of all of you, Halle Berry, even Halle Berry don't like her. Sage Steele she should just go by white. Because only a white woman would file a lawsuit that states that she's been discriminated against and opportunities have been taken from her when she's on TV every day. She's still collecting a check. Only a white woman would do that. Only a white woman would think in their mind, I'm being discriminated against while I'm on ESPN Sports Center every single day. While I'm at the Masters getting hit with a golf ball. Only a white woman would think like that. So maybe she is white. Maybe she is white. Because only a white woman would think like that. Only a white woman would think like that. I think she wants out of her ESPN contract so she can go work for Fox News. She wants to do a Michelle Tafoya. Michelle Tafoya left NBC, and then all of a sudden she was always MAGA, but now she can talk about it all the time. That's what Sage Steele wants. She's trying to get out of that contract with some extra cash because she still got to pay her white husband who left her. Get out of it with some extra cash so she can go out and and go to Fox News or whatever. That's crazy. Even Halle Berry don't like you. You should be ashamed of yourself. Halle Berry doesn't even like you. Halle Berry, my God. How many years in jail you'll be looking at if you have sex in Qatar during the World Cup? Apparently, in Qatar, one night stands are frowned upon. Now, how? Yeah, I think it's 7 years in jail. Now, how would you enforce that or find out about it? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't have an answer for that. How would they enforce it? Do they bust in like this hotel rooms and stuff? If they hear like a little noise on the baseboard? I don't know. I'm sure some people are going to put it to the test, though. I'm sure some people are going to put that to the test. Yeah, they're going to definitely put that to the test. What we got here? Headline. Couple explains why they decide to continue to date even though they found out that they're half sisters. Yeah, they do look alike. Yeah, that's some white people stuff right here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I told you it's the end of times. It's the end of days. I mean, that's where inbreeding is not good. Not just, it's not like the baby come out with two heads. Well, I guess they're lesbians, so I guess it doesn't matter. But that's still strange. That's still very, very weird. On one hand, I think they're lying just for TikTok likes. I really do. I think they're lying for TikTok likes. I hope so. I truly hope that they're lying for TikTok likes. I'm praying that is the actual case. That they're lying for TikTok likes. Headline. Questions still remain about the death of LSUE basketball player Everett Jackson after a visit to his girlfriend Gracie Coca's Mormon parents in Toledo didn't go well. They both went tubing, but only Coca made it back alive. Listen, I think sometimes when I talk about the milk yacht and things like that, people assume that I'm Dr. Umar and I'm against interracial relationships. That is not the case. Love who you love. I don't really care if they're. My thing, as long as they're good people, they're nice people. That's all that really matters to me, anyway. I'm not trying to Dr. Umar you. But in certain cases, you gotta be aware of your environment. The way families treat you is important. Um, I don't know if Everett had ever went tubing. That's not something that necessarily Black people do. So he maybe didn't understand the potential dangers of it. People die from tubing almost every summer in various places. The fact that she was able to hold on to a branch and he held his hand out for her and she didn't catch him, and all of a sudden she has lawyers and stuff. It's just, it's not a good look. What I always say, if you're gonna be on the milk yacht, you gotta have a life jacket. If you're gonna play in the snow, you gotta have a heavy coat. Milk is fine. Spoiled milk is not. Spoiled milk can make you really sick. I don't want to see brothers out here dying like trying to impress white families. It's not. That's not necessary. You don't have to do that. You're fine the way you are. You don't have to impress somebody's white parents. Either they accept you or they don't. Be safe out here, brothers. I'm just saying, be safe. I worry about you. Be safe. Headline. Watch Katya Elise Henry announced she's pregnant with baby number 2. And Tyler Hero is the father after she briefly broke up with him for Tristan Thompson and said he has a small penis. Well, shooters are working. That's good to know. Like I say, you're gonna cry in the Nissan Altima, you're gonna cry in the Maybach. You got 2 kids, so even if he does leave you, you'll get your check one way or the other. That's probably why you shouldn't put your stuff on social media when you break up. Don't say you got a small penis and then 2 days later say you're pregnant and you're back together. Sometimes you got to. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to accept cheating. Nobody should have to be Khloe Kardashian. but he's 22 years old. He's in Miami. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what you expected was going to happen. Yeah. I mean, you got 2 kids. Now you got 2 kids. I mean, they need, hopefully, they work it out because kids need a mother and a father. And if they can be together, great. That would be helpful if they can be together. That would be helpful. That'd be helpful. So she decided she wanted to cry on the yacht. Yeah. Hopefully like I said, hopefully he does a Tristan Thompson and get some other girl pregnant. That's the worst. At least right now, it's just all your babies. Yeah, look at it like that. Yeah, look at it like that. The last headline of the day. This is a good one. We'll leave it on this one. IG model who once gave oral relations to 7 Phoenix Suns players that triggered their finals run now tells the story of how Kanye had her twerk naked for him in Future to inspire the Donda 2 album, but got in trouble for saying she wanted to hook up with Pusha T. I don't know if these stories are true. I don't know if they're true or not. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds true, but I don't know. I don't know. Just twerking on the said she wanted to get with Pusha T. Pusha T's married, Mr. Coke Man. So he's married with kids. So let's not mess up a happy home. Let's not mess up a happy home. Kanye's been cool. I don't like any of his new music. I like Pusha T's music. I don't think probably the last Kanye song I liked was All of the Lights. I don't like his clothes. I don't have any Yeezys. I don't like the slides. I don't like how he hung with Trump. I don't like. I know everybody has some duplicity to them, but he's done some real shady stuff. And every time he comes out with a record, everybody's like, "Oh, cool," but then the record's not fire. Always remember this. Always remember this one thing that most rappers that become like really, really, really rich, doing is something that's not rap related. Fashion, investments, diversifying their portfolios. Normally not the music is what makes them famous to allow them to do these other things, but what makes them rich is the other, Puff is rich from like Shine John and the alcohol. Same thing with Jay. And same thing with Kanye. The music was making him bankrupt, and then he got with Adidas and got his homeless clothes, and now he's a billionaire. I always remember that, and that should be like a life lesson. Take what you do to build your brand, and then branch off to something that can actually make you money. As headlines for the day with Robert Littal. It's been a busy week. That's why we did it on the Thursday. I actually went and saw the Giannis Disney Plus movie Rise. Not bad. Did you know Giannis was an illegal immigrant until he was drafted by the Bucks, and that his parents were like in Greece illegally for like 20 some years, and he had a brother that they had to leave in Nigeria that they hadn't seen for 25 years. Crazy stuff. Good stuff. I don't know. That's my Alexa, so I guess that's telling me something. I don't know what. Tomorrow is I'm going to the Triple G Canelo press conference. I don't know if you guys are interested in that fight or not, but you can check me out there. That'll be on some stuff on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram. Be safe out there. If you're a rapper, please don't get shot this weekend. Rappers are getting shot every other weekend. Don't put your location on social media if you got some jewels on, got a nice car, got a nice hat or whatever. They are robbing people out there. Once again, big belated Father's Day shout out to all the brothers out there. And we will be back next week with headlines with Robert Littal.